VanCam. This is VanCam you waited for. Give over, Steve. You know we didn't sign anyone on deadline day. I signed your mum up, actually, to my escort agency. Not one single inquiry. Bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks. 4 + 1 + 1 is 6. I'm about to tell y'all who I am. Of course, I'm Kev Ashford, and this is the not world famous VanCam. Oh yeah, read it and weep. Don't leave that up there. There it goes. How are you doing, everybody? Hope everybody is well. The start of the proper football, the Premier League, is back. And if you're watching this on the Friday night before the United-Leicester game, then the finest of play to you for not watching Sky Sports or whatever it's on and all that Scouse loving. You know, we'll probably have Souness and Redknapp and all them other Scouse bellends on saying how Liverpool have won the transfer window. How does that even work, man? I'm fed up of hearing it. Yeah, Liverpool have bought really well. You don't get a trophy for it, or do you? I'm sure they'll try and invent one, you know. Yeah, we've won the transfer window. Let's see what happens at the end of the season, you silly Scouse knob rats. Anyway, coming up in this week's show, I will tell you really quickly. We're gonna start with Fellaini Watch. And he also said Fellaini. And God, that scares the shit out of me. Chicken nuggets. Then we will do the big VanCam debate. Let's think about that then. Sitting up on the fences for gobshites, yeah? We'll follow that up with CockStroker of the week. A grown man running round Old Trafford dressed as a dildo. And we'll end with your comments like we do every single bastard week. Apologies for the swearing. If there's children watching, don't repeat it. Anyway, what a load of horse shit that was. Transfer deadline day. Do you know what? I was sick to the bastard teeth. God, on a swear-a-thon here. I'm going to have to get a swear box in here to tell you. Anyway, yes, transfer deadline day passed, and what an anti-climax. Here's me, and probably loads of other United fans thinking, we need a central defender. We will get somebody in, whether it be Harry Maguire, Toby Alderweireld. I said that one right, then I'll just call him Toby, you know. Harry Maguire or Toby. And what then? Midday, it comes through. We're after Godin or whatever it's called from Atletico Madrid. I'm thinking he's 32, you know. Next minute, he's signed a new contract. He's pimped United out, used us like a dirty rag. What is all that about, man? Reminds me of Schweinsteiger when he did it years ago. United flew off, got word that, you know, we could sign him. We didn't. I know we did sign him eventually, but his best days were well behind him. But yeah, it was really, really shit. Really shit. I'm at a stage I'm thinking, we've been linked with every central defender going here. You know, it wouldn't be long before William Prunier was thrown into the pot with Laurent Blanc or something. You know, he's making a comeback. United are going to sign him. It's getting ridiculous, man. And I feel for Mourinho. I really do. I know there's some people that think that people, you know, all these players didn't want to sign because of Mourinho. It's a load of bollocks, man. Mourinho has not been backed clearly. I don't know what's going on. He's give his listing. Woodward, dickhead Ed Woodward, trying to do business. You know, just stick to signing commercial deals. That's what he's all about. And the Glazers, it comes from the top, have obviously thought, no, he's not having the money. We'll have it. Gobshites. Anyway, let's try and be positive. We've got the squad now, and that's the team, the squad of players that are available, run out against Leicester, and we'll be there cheering them on, because that's what we do. No time for doom and gloom. So without further ado, voice went high then, let's get straight into Fellaini Watch. Some say that if you actually dropped him from the top of a tower block on his head, he'd actually hit the floor and bounce back up and land on top of the tower block. All that we know is he's called Fellaini. Great ball in, here's the big man Fellaini! Bushy and teat! bushy wig. This is Fellaini Watch. This is where we look at the weird and wonderful life of a man with bushy hair. And if you've seen it last week, there is life inside the bush. Summit flew in there in a World Cup. It didn't come back out. It's gonna like breed, and there'll be an army of whatever it is, you know, growing in Fellaini's head, which is great, innit? Anyway, first picture come through from Adrian Smith. He said Fellaini's revenge, and this is what Fellaini Watch, well, it wouldn't be called Fellaini Watch. This was what it would be like if I would have been a footballer and I was really shit, but I wouldn't have been, because I would have been better, and I still am better than Fellaini down at the Power League on a Tuesday night, scoring them goals and that. Put him to shame, man. But Adrian Smith took a different kind of spin on it and said, you know, like, imagine that Fellaini was driving the van, I was shit at football, and there was a thing called Ashford Watch, and he's managed to morph Fellaini's face into mine. Woo! That's a frightening thought, isn't it? Yeah. And other observations of Fellaini, there really isn't much going on with the man with the bushy hair. But what I will say, the most frightening thing, and I mean, we're talking frightening. I mean, I've been to Thailand with Steve for 10 days, so I've seen some frightening shit. So for me to say this means that it is frightening. But it's Jose Mourinho's comments in the summer. Now, we know that it's been a disaster of a tour. Mourinho couldn't give two shits about being there. He'd rather be at the Lowry, you know, ordering pizza, bottles of whiskey, you know, YouPorn or whatever you lot watch out there, you know what I mean? Just a bit of downtime to yourself. Don't want to be in America. Anyway, where am I going with this? Oh yeah, so he's come out with the comments, Jose Mourinho, saying that I've got no players. He doesn't speak like that. Got no players, you know, he's struggling. There's no point to being out on tour. He said, I haven't got my first teamers. Yeah, first teamers. He said Matic. He said Rashford. Yeah. And he also said Fellaini. And God, that scares the shit out of me. First team. First team. Holy shit, man. He's gonna be in the first team plans this season. Hopefully to Christ he's not in that team that faces Leicester. And that, my friends, is Fellaini Watch. Keep an eye out and watch him. And send me any shit in. What was he hoovering his dick for? That was Fellaini Watch. Make sure you obviously like, comment, subscribe and do all that shit. Next up, the Big VanCam Debate. The Big VanCam Debate! If it's music you want, you should go to Claire. Oh, listen, Banner. How are you doing? I know you're alright, I've already introduced myself. This is the Big VanCam Debate. Now last week, oh sorry by the way, it is Christy Moore Friday. Somebody asked me that last week. Why are you playing Christy Moore? My answer to everything is why not? Bit of Christy Moore, I'm chilled out, I'm on the M62. Anyway, less of that shit. Last week was the Big VanCam Debate on Jose Mourinho. It was where do you stand? Are you Jose in or Jose out? And an overwhelming support, 71% said, Christy, give it a rest. They didn't say that. 71% said, it's Jose in. Of course it is, of course it is. I don't know whether that would have changed following the not really great lack of transfer activity on deadline day, shall we say. So 71% of the VanCam community are saying Jose in, which I clearly am. I've stated my argument last week, but obviously there's a percentage that do want him out. Personally, I think he's got his hands tied big time and he's not been backed in the market as I previously stated. But this week we are going on Jose Mourinho again. But the question this week is regarding transfer deadline day and the lack of activity. Who do you hold accountable? Who's to blame? Is it Jose Mourinho? Hey Jose. Or these wankers, the Glazers? It's one or the other. Who is accountable? who's at fault? Because some people actually think it's Mourinho, and if you look on social media, people are saying players turned us down, didn't want to come to United because they don't want to play for Mourinho. Now, I've never heard so much shite, you cheeky bastards. Honestly, man, never heard so much shite. I'm telling you now, Jose Mourinho has stated that he given his list. He said, these are the players that I want. Yes, they delivered Lee Grant, whoever that dickhead is. Dalot, whatever. They never heard of him. Seen a few clips on YouTube. And Fred's the only one that we all know. But he couldn't even get into the Brazil squad. And that wasn't even a strong squad, you wouldn't have thought. But I'm not going to knock Fred or anything. What I'm saying is Mourinho, it's clear that he wanted more players in central defender we were crying out for. And he stated publicly, he said, I've given my list to Ed Woodward, and he's a fucking ball bag as well, Ed Woodward. This man, I tell you what, we had David Gill, he was absolutely sound as a pound. Him and Ferguson worked in tandem, really good. Never heard so much shite until Ed Woodward took over. All that shit when we tried signing Herrera the first time, people, imposters turning up at Bilbao trying to sign him and that. Oh, it's been a nightmare. The Fabregas deal as well. Remember that? We'll give you 40 million, he's not for sale. We'll give you 42 million, he's not for sale. We'll give you 40... Ed! He's not for fucking sale, man! Just piss right off! Ed Woodward and the Glazers. Ed Woodward, obviously, he's next down in the chain from the Glazers, so it has to be coming from the Glazers at the top. They have not backed Jose Mourinho, and I'm glad that Mourinho's come out, because he said, listen, give him my list, you know, and it's clear that they have not delivered. And this, I said it the other week, the Glazers, have they been a good thing for United or haven't they? There was a percentage that said, yeah, they've been alright, you know, just leave them to it or whatever. They're absolutely taking everything out of this club. They have not now backed Mourinho, which leaves United short. Last season, City absolute pissed the league. It was more or less won by Christmas. And now we've added Lee Grant, Fred and Dalot, whatever it's called. You know, two. Is that going to make us champions? It's going to be a difficult season. Obviously, I'm optimistic, but when you look at it like that, City have added Mahrez to their squad. We've added them three. It's going to be a difficult one. But Manchester United, the VanCam question this week is, who's to blame for the transfer debacle? Mourinho or those gobshites, the Glazers? It's one or the other. Mourinho or the Glazers. There is no sitting up on the fence. Sitting up on the fence is for gobshites, yeah? And when you sit up there, you're opening yourself up, because people will walk along and see you sat up there and they'll say, hey, you gobshite, what you doing up there? Make a decision. That's what you have to do now. Get up here, click the button with the eye and vote Mourinho or the Glazers. This one should be interesting. I've got an idea that some people will actually blame Mourinho, which I will not ever understand. But hey, football's all about opinions, and yeah, it's just that my opinion's probably better than a lot of people's, but you know, I'm not egotistical or, you know, yeah, that's it. The Big VanCam Debate. Dreaming of the hills of Donegal. Okay, so that was the Big VanCam Debate. Make sure you get involved in that and cast your vote, and I will give you the poll result next week. Now, there's loads of CockStrokers in this world, and it's up to me every week, well, and you lot if you send one in, a nomination, to find out who exactly has been the CockStroker of the week. This week there is a top two. That means 1 and 2. Yeah. Anyway, let's get straight into this. Let's find out who has taken home this week the first one of the season, VanCam CockStroker of the week. Let's crank this shit up. Carry on driving through. Some of them new fortune, and some of them new fame.
CockStroker of the week.
Another week, another session of CockStroker of the week. I've compiled a top 2 this week. Remember that you can get your nominations in simply by sending it me on Facebook, Twitter, however you want to do it, just do do it. Number 2, coming and steaming straight in at number 2 this week is Paul Pogba. Now, I don't like to go off speculation, but I can't, hide the fact that it has been out in the media that Paul Pogba, following his heroics in the World Cup for France, wants a 200 grand a week, a week pay rise from Manchester United. Now, my reason for putting Paul Pogba number 2 is that as a Man United fan, I could not give two shits about what goes on at that World Cup. Yeah, I'm happy for Paul Pogba to become a world champion, and it was nice to see him playing that fancy great football. No shitting around with his hair. Get the ball, have it. Left, right, fancy passes, working hard. Do it for Manchester United. What? Going and winning the World Cup with France does not give you the divine right to come back to Manchester and demand 200 grand a bastard week more. Yeah, do it for Man United this season. Let's go 20 points clear and then go into the office and then say, Jose, I think I deserve a pay rise. But even 200 grand a week is a lot of dough. Again, I'm going off speculation, but there's no smoke without fire, as the wise Chinese man once said to me. So for that reason, Paul Pogba gets number 2. Number 1. Oh yeah, number 1. And thank you to Dave Birtwistle for sending this one in and bringing it to my attention. Now, everybody's got a team mascot. Man City have got Moonchester. You can see what they've done there. It's some kind of alien. I know it's a load of shit, but it's for the kids. And I don't mind that. It's not for the adults. Fred the Red, for Christ's sake. A big, massive teddy bear running round, but the kids love it. Kids having the photos in the North Stand and all that half time. They absolutely love it. But Birtwistle sends me this one in and said, Kev, have you seen this? He said, nomination for CockStroker of the week. It's West Brom. Have you seen West Bromwich Albion? West Bromwich. Let's start again. Have you seen West Bromwich Albion's, yes, boxed it, new team mascot? I introduce to you folks, Colin, the combi boiler. Oh my God. And if it couldn't get any worse, you're thinking, what's Colin, what's a combi boiler got to do with West Brom? They're called the Baggies, Couldn't they have had some bagpipes or, I don't know, a carrier bag or, Colin the combi boiler. It's Colin the combi boiler because it's to do with a commercial deal that they've just struck with a combi boiler firm. So, I mean, imagine United, man, the amount of commercial sponsors that we got. Melita, the official coffee partner, for Christ's sake. So what would we have? A big, coffee cup walking around the pitch, I'm sure somewhere we've got everything sponsored at Old Trafford. The Time by Hublot or something. Everything. We've got official bookmakers, coffee partner, like I've just said. We've probably got an official dildo partner somewhere. And for Christ's sake, imagine a grown man running round Old Trafford dressed as a dildo, getting pictures with children, high-fiving and all that shit like Fred the Red. Oh, I tell you, modern day football, this is what it's all about. Goal celebration music, round with that shit. Half and half scarves. Put that on the bonfire and get out the ground, you dickhead. You're not welcome. And now, Colin, the bastard combi boiler. I can't wait to see this dickhead running out dressed as a boiler. That, my friends, was CockStroker of the week. CockStroker of the week. Alright, mate.
Are you that guy at Franca?
That is me, mate. Do you watch it?
No, it's shit.
You cheeky little shit, get back here now. I'll give you a Chinese burn. That was CockStroker of the week. I'm not going to lie to you, there was a nomination that come in very late. It was Thibaut Courtois after kissing the Real Madrid badge on his first outing in the shirt. What an absolute dick. Used to play for Atletico Madrid, won the league there, went to Chelsea, back to Chelsea, now signed for Real Madrid and kissed the badge. Football's dead to me sometimes. Right, let's get into the final furlong. This is the home run. Oh yeah, you know it makes sense. This is your comment. Time for you lot to have your say. Let's have a look at what you've been saying. Cheeky bastard. I feel like I'm in prison. This is your comments. It's time for you, Shower of Bastards, to have your say on anything. Last week, you will remember there was a tweet that went out saying, name a better Kevin, and it was a picture of Kevin De Bruyne. Somebody said Kev from VanCam. Absolutely loving that. But this week, Mark Fenton on the Facebook page sent in this one. He said, keep up the good work, Kev. My nomination for a better Kevin is... it's Kevin from Kevin and Perry. Bo. Next up was Viking Red, who said, Kev, I'm becoming frustrated by the way Woodward runs the club, and it must be Glazers telling him to keep the money for Zidane. I think Mourinho's been really unfairly treated. The Glazers really get on my tits. I really do. I think we're at the point now where the Glazers are actually thinking that finishing top 4 sound. I don't even think they're asked about winning the league. As long as they can keep the sponsors happy like Adidas, we all know that was written in the contract that if United don't qualify for the Champions League, they will drop down the money that Adidas pay them each season. So, yeah, it's kind of an Arsenal kind of thing at the minute. It's like, as long as you finish top 4, that's all right. But it's not good enough for a club like United. So, good comment, that Viking Red. Steve O71 said, great to see that young Rory has taken an instant dislike to Fellaini. The wig's now confined to the van only. I will never wear that wig in front of him again. It scared the absolute shit out of him. Did you see that last week? Denzig2000 said, our transfer market was shite. How are we going to catch City? The race hasn't even started yet, but I'll tell you something. If we drop points in that game against Leicester, it's going to be a long, long season, man. Because we know City last season, you cannot give them, you know, that charge, the way they got up that head of steam, built that lead, and they were never, ever, it was never going to be clawed back. Never. 666, Nicky Collis 666, he must be the devil, said, yes, you're back, Kev, missed you, lad. Nice one. John Valindingham, who's an absolute legend on VanCam. This is the man who donned the t-shirt around the streets of New York, New York. Don't know why I said it twice. He said, first time I laughed out loud in 2 weeks. VanCam is back. Thanks, Kev. Nice one. Alex Rudd said, like the video, support small channels. Are you saying I'm a small channel? He's probably right, mate. I am. Ali J said, you look so happy in this picture. It's also on Facebook. I think it should be your profile pic. Cheeky bastard! What is that? Who is this? Holy moly, look at the Newton Heaths on him. Oh God, that is it. That is it for another week. I'm fed up of answering these questions. Send me something decent in. Remember to like, subscribe. Do you know what? I'm bored of saying it. Do all that stuff. You can get on the United Stand podcast. There's a link in the description. Paul and Ash run that. They're both as sound as a pound. It's Leicester. I have got one thing to say, actually. Lots of people watch VanCam for Kev's knowledge, yeah? Football kind of knowledge shit. So, my observation for this week is basically, I think this is going to be a mega season for Alexis Sanchez. He's had a proper pre-season because he obviously signed in January. Watch the lad go this season. And science was always one of my favourite subjects at school. Now, I took my science test, I got an F. I didn't know what it was. I asked Disco Dave, he said it means fabulous. It was only when I got home, my mum and dad were not happy, that I realised it wasn't as good. But what I will say is Alexis Sanchez has had a haircut, quite a drastic one, you know, shaven. What I'm trying to say to you is when I did science, I know the thing about aerodynamics. I think that's how you say it. Aerodynamics is basically he's going to be able to run a lot faster than what he could already run, and he was already quick. So you watch him go this season, because Alexis Sanchez is going to be, 2 words, shit hot. Yeah? You having that? And I can't do a Come On United because I haven't got my hard hat. Have I got anything? No, I haven't. Anyway, enjoy the match. I might be doing a live kind of preview. Not preview. I'm losing it now. A live reaction video. I don't know yet. I've never done one. And I don't know how it will be received. But somebody said the other day, how do a super chat you? I only worked out that's exactly what it means. So somebody might give me like 50p. I can put that towards a 4-pack of beer. And at last, YouTube would be paying for something. Have a top one anyway. And for the Reds, come on United! Shut up. I said your love